What is going on, everybody? What is going on, the catch? Fam, hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone is having a great Thursday. You guys already know what time it is, baby. It is another live 2022 fantasy football mock draft. Tonight we've got a 12-team full PPR mock. Oh, we've got Steven in the building. What is going on, my dude?
Shaking, brother. Got my Justin Herbert jersey on, or shall I say MVP jersey on. This guy is going to be MVP of the league next year for sure.
We've got former MVP versus maybe MVP this year.
Does A-Rod just absolutely pop off this year despite the lack of weapons?
Probably.
Or are we going to see a little bit of a regression?
I think he'll be fine. But I'm a little bit worried with some of the reports coming out of training camp.
Yeah, so that group of targets ain't too good.
The Dubes looks great, man.
Dubes is a serious threat.
Dubes is balling.
And I like Lazard, man. I got faith in Lazard.
I'm starting to get worried about Lazard.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Why?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything that makes me gain a ton of confidence. I mean, his ADP in fantasy is still fine.
Yeah, it's still pretty deep for the expected number one threat.
All right, so let's see here. Let me get this pulled up here. We should probably stop saying bad things about the Packers. Half of our subscriber base are Packers fans. So Deshaun Watson suspended 11 games today officially. Fined $5 million.
Yep.
Big chunk of change for a guy like Watson.
Yeah.
Let's pure fantasy. How do you feel about this?
It's tough to do pure fantasy, brother, but I will try to do that. I definitely. I mean, I was already really low on Amari Cooper after the initial suspension, but yeah, I think now it's like I'm not really willing to touch Amari Cooper with like a 10-foot pole, man. Honestly, and I do think like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are still gonna eat for sure, but dude, like I just think that the Baker to Jacoby Brissett drop off is actually going to be pretty big, and I don't think people are really baking that in because like I really feel like Nick Chubb hasn't moved a ton. And that offense is going to be like a lot worse without Baker Mayfield. And I just think people like shit on Baker. And, he is not Jacoby Brissett, dude.
Yeah, I think Nick Chubb's going to be just fine. Like, this is a positive for Nick Chubb. I think the offense is going to have to rely on him.
Don't you think the offense though is going to see like just so much less? Like, dude, like I get that maybe in the past they were bringing up a lot of people into the box anyways, so like Nick Chubb was kind of used to that, but now even more so. And also, I just think this offense is going to be way worse, and so we're going to see less red zone opportunities.
That part's fair. Yeah.
And I think that with Nick Chubb, who is not a PPR guy, like it would be. I mean, I get that he was kind of number 13 right there for PPR, but that's definitely not what he excels in. He's definitely more of a TD guy, and I think there's going to be a drop off. And I also think like losing Jarvis Landry, who obviously was banged up last year, I think that's going to be a big loss for them too. And Amari Cooper's so injury prone, like. I'm really not expecting him to play even half the season, to be honest, especially like he moved from a dome to like cold weather Cleveland. Like I'm not expecting this guy to be able to last, honestly. And so what if he goes down? What if he goes down? And then Jacoby Brissett is just totally screwed.
Amari Cooper is one of those interesting players where it feels like he's missed a lot of time. But when you go back and look, like he really hasn't missed that many games. It's similar to A.J. Brown, where it feels like A.J. Brown is never playing when last year was really the only year he missed like more than 3 games. But the thing is, to your point, is he's playing through a lot of injuries, and it affects him when he's on the field.
Yeah, and I think too with him, you can almost drill down to that even more because I think what happens is they put him in a game and use him like a decoy, but he is like very limited on snap count when he is in. Like I remember last year with the Cowboys, he was limited on a lot of snap count with those guys. and even he would show up to the game and everything. And he's still a very, very talented receiver. But just because he's on the field doesn't mean like he's really there. So
I like Amari Cooper so much more, like next to Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb, and a productive tight end and a run game.
Yeah, not this offense, man.
Yeah.
Not this.
And then
offense
for me,
at
like
all.
it's really hazy after Cooper. Like DPJ is not that.
It's not
productive.
hazy, bro. It's a stay away.
Right. Like
Yeah.
David Bell is probably the only name like I'd take like a shot on, and maybe Underdog. But like Njoku, I'm really, even though they gave him the bag, I'm not a big fan of either. You know.
I actually think Njoku could probably be the one guy to excel out of this. I was trying to remember if Jacoby Brissett used the tight end position much in his career, if he favored it at all. I know obviously
you'd be the one to know.
Well, with the Colts, we as an offense structure our offense like heavy around the tight end spot. So it's hard for me to really assess that as being like what he does. I was trying to also think about how he was in Miami. And I kind of couldn't remember but I think he did like the tight end. I feel like he did. The guy obviously has a cannon on him.
Steven, if all else fails, Josh Rosen is on this roster.
I forgot they brought. Dude, it's just crazy, bro. Baker Mayfield is now with Sam Darnold in competition, and Baker is replaced with Josh Rosen. Like that draft is a hodgepodge, bro.
Everyone slipped on Lamar, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, Lamar and Josh Allen. Those were the guys that really came out of there. I still think Baker is a good QB though, but yeah,
I'm rooting for Baker out of this whole situation, hands down.
Me too.
If Baker balls out or is halfway decent and gets a contract with the Panthers, I will totally buy all black Panthers Baker.
It looks sick. I'm not too confident in how that's going to work out, but it's more of like I just like am super down on the Browns as a fantasy, and it's just normal. Like just watching football every Sunday, I'm just very down on their franchise right now. Kareem Hunt is somebody that I am a little interested in though, just because you can get him at I think better value. And again, Jacoby Brissett is not a very athletic guy, so he's not going to be a scrambler, and so he will be a dude that will dump it down to a guy like Kareem Hunt. So I'd be a little bit more interested in getting a guy like Hunt rather than Nick Chubb. That's for sure. But I've been saying that all off season, even when Baker was there.
Hunt's been your guy. Yeah. I can agree with that. That's fine. All right, we'll talk more about Brown's offense and fancy implications.
There's a lot of Browns stuff. That was a lot of Browns stuff.
Hey, it's a good way to kick off the night. Why not? So let's see here. You guys know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way in. If you guys haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, of course, on the way in if you're new to the channel. Hop in the live chat, guys. There's your draft order for the night. And let's see who is in the live chat, and then we'll try and get this kicked off momentarily. I would hope everyone's here by now. Maybe we can try and get this kicked off around 9:20. Poll for the night. 9 votes. Who's cooler, Steven or John? Oh, it just went to 50-50. But Steven was ahead for a second there. All right, Albert.
You don't mention the poll until it's 50-50.
I was kidding. Yeah, I was about to say Steven's winning, and then it literally went to 50-50. We're going to leave that up all night. All right. So I'm not at the top of the chat since we abandoned the chat to start the stream. Sorry, guys. So I'm just going to start from what I can see. Albert in the house. Looks like Spencer. I think I've got a cutoff Spencer torso. I'm not sure. Professor Zaki. What's good, bro? New to the channel, looks like. Welcome to it. Hello. Derek. What's up? Andrea in the building. JMH. Emil. What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing tonight?
Me and Derek are going to be fighting it out today.
Oh.
Yeah,
Smokey, let's go. What's up, John? Steven and pumped for Friday's draft. I can't wait for it, man.
Yes, that'll be fun.
I can't believe we're drafting for the Catch Fan League in general next week, man. It's going to be awesome. Spence says free Calvin Ridley. J-Dubs was good, my dude.
Seriously, let's just talk about that real quick, man. If Calvin Ridley was still on that offense, bro, it would still suck. But I miss Calvin Ridley, man. You a coder, dude?
I don't know what that was. Hit a weird key there, bro. I wish I was a coder. Probably more money. Jacoby isn't too far off from a one-armed Baker. Sure. What's up, Chase? What if the Browns get Jimmy G? There's a scenario. J-Dub's in the building. What's up? Almost Friday? It sure is. John does fantasy. Hey, my name's John, too, with no H, though. Love your content. I'm new to making fantasy football content. I was wondering if you had any tips for me. Just stay consistent and focus on making good quality content that is better than the day before, and stay consistent and work at it every day. Albert, last season Gasecki was having a good season when the Brisket played. That is true. He did have some good games with the Brisket. That's a good point, Albert. So we got Godfather in the house. All right, let's see. What's up, Catch Fam? Says Chase Brown. What's going on, man? Wish I could be there tonight. These mocks they fill very quickly right now.
They fill fast, man. Remember how I feel like a while ago, remember we'd have to drop it and it'd be like a whole week to get like someone filled. Now it's
guys, we still have 3 spots.
Yeah. Please tell anyone, tell your grandmother, please join.
Right now it feels like
dropped it in 30 minutes, it's filled.
You guys are acting like you could win the lottery filling these mocks, man. Where would Henry go in a non-PPR? Probably by pick 5 or 6. What's up, Bryce?
I was actually asking myself that same question, doing like some mocks by myself. Like, I'm starting to feel like I would take Henry like even before Eckler, and I feel like you're not going to agree with me there, but
I'm surprised that you're saying that.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like in a non-PPR setting too.
Well, not
there's going to be some TD regression for Eckler, like scoring like what he had like 20 TDs last year, and even though that offense is still going to be super high powered, he balled the hell out.
12 plus 8 is 20.
I thought he had 20 TDs last year. What is that?
He did.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I thought they said 2 and 12. But yeah, man. So, and I think Henry, dude, like, I don't know, man. He was healthy at the back half of last year. I get like it was a bad injury for a guy like that, but he had a lot of time to rest.
I'm a fan of Henry. All right, well, we'll discuss this throughout the night. We can do that. Yeah. But let's get this mock draft going, guys. We're 2 minutes past our kickoff time. So Rashad's at 1.1. Make sure you're ready. Albert, you're 1.2. Godfather, 1.3. 30-second selections tonight. Whether you're ready or not, we're kicking off another live 2022 fantasy football mock draft here at the Catch. I've seen everyone with the green dot or in the YouTube chat. So let's get this thing going, baby. And draft is underway. Okay. Time back in. So, sorry, Steven.
So back on Henry.
Yeah.
Would you take him over McCaffrey or Eckler?
In what form?
Standard.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't do it over McCaffrey, but
I consider it.
But yeah, I don't know, man. He's it's really hard for me too because I had him last year in our Catch Fam League, and of course he gets injured like the first week.
Yeah,
that was tough last year when it halfway through the season.
Who got hurt in week 1 that you had? Eckler?
Remember when we did our halfway season draft for the Catch Fam, and I had drafted Derrick Henry, and like the week I get Derrick Henry, he gets hurt like the next week, man. Because Spencer and I did that trade.
Oh, the Catch Fam League. I was
yeah. And so I got Derrick Henry, and he just got like freaking blown out like the first week, and I was just like, this blows.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. All right, so JT gone at 1.1, CMC gone at 1.2, Henry's off the board, Cup, Eckler, JJ. We got Emil on the board, then Steven. I'm sitting at 1.12 tonight.
It's an interesting place to be, John. Interesting place.
How are you feeling heading into next week, knowing that we will be drafting for the Catch Fam on Friday?
I've been doing a lot of mocks and are like, hey, you can do mocks off the draft board. And so I'm playing with it. Been in little trade discussions as well. So I'm hungry for it, man. I'm it's exciting. I feel like you and I both have a lot to prove from last year. So I'm excited to kind of get at it. And I feel like I actually have never played PPR really before last season. I always do the half PPR. So it's something I'm still kind of trying to prep myself for and doing the mock drafts as well. It's like you need to be mindful of that with taking your guys.
I mean, I would say like you've played half PPR and really there's not a giant disparity between full PPR and half PPR in
I
terms
think
of
I think there kind of is though, in the sense that like when you're comparing your first round and second round picks, like between certain types of running backs and what they do. Like if you're going to get Nick Chubb or you're going to get Aaron Jones, like they do very different things. And I'd rather have a guy like Aaron Jones who, might catch the most balls from Aaron Rodgers than Nick Chubb, who
well,
isn't going to
sure,
really
sure.
catch a lot of targets. Even though they're probably going to get drafted kind of around the same area. But
But yeah, but between half PPR and full PPR, that's
yeah,
basically the same evaluation. So
yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm putting a little bit more weight into it. I'm trying to see how it goes. A guy like Saquon Barkley, I've actually risen on a lot.
Yeah, I'm becoming a Barkley fan too.
Just in general, which is weird. I don't know why I am. I feel like I've always hated him, or not hated him, but just like he's had so much hype around his name, and he's never lived up to it. But I think they're just gonna basically like try to burn this guy up and use the shit out of him because it's his last year of his contract.
Well, I think it'll be a different looking offense too. I think it'll be a little
Hopefully,
point of it. Yeah.
hopefully. I mean, I heard these guys were like they had scored like the least amount of touchdowns in the entire league last year. So I mean, if they score 25 touchdowns, is what I heard, more than they did last year, they would be at the average of like the NFL from last season. So like if they could do that, which I think Brian Dable could probably do that, and if they got
Sure.
healthier on the offense and they improved that offensive line, like they did a really great job on the O line as well over the offseason.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest thing going into next year. So there's a lot to be happy about in terms of like Giants fantasy productivity outside of Kadarius Toney never coming to training camp and practicing. So
Dude, you know who I'm starting to like is just like a late round flyer.
Galladay,
Yeah.
or yeah,
Because everything I'm seeing out of training camp is that Galladay and Danny Dimes have that connection. In that first
he's
preseason
such a
game,
good receiver, dude.
yeah, that first preseason game, like I know he didn't score any touchdowns, but once they're in the red zone, it was the first look. Like 2 out of 3 of the red zone plays was just Galladay. Um,
And, and he's got the bag. They gave him the bag to bring him over to New York, dude.
but I know I'm not the only person who has that feeling, and there have been plenty of fancy managers of people in our community who've already felt that way about Galladay, and he's been that like late round receiver people have been taking and hoping that he'll be a wide receiver one. So I don't know if I'm going to necessarily land him, but I would not mind taking him. All right, let's see what's up in the chat here. Chase, we all think I should go. I'm leaning JJ, but I always want Cook or Henry. So in one of my leagues, I have the 5th in a full PPR team. I mean, if JJ's there, it just kind of depends, right? Do you want to start your draft with a receiver or do you want to start your draft with a running back, right? If you're starting with a receiver, if JJ's even there, because we're seeing mocks where JJ's going at 1.2. We're seeing mocks like tonight where he goes at 1.6. So, and in terms of other running backs, like Henry will probably be there. But once again, Henry went at 1.3 tonight. So I would say you just have to determine, do you want to start your draft and your overall strategy with a running back or with a receiver? And then you need to just clarify who you have the most conviction in and go with, that player off the board. And if it's Henry or Cook for you, that's completely fine. Rashad has figured out how to pick a player. Oh, good. I'm glad. Has anyone done an NHL mock draft? Did one for Yahoo for fun, and it's so dead. I've never done a hockey mock. I do not. Spencer wants to know what you want for the 1.1, Steven. I feel like Steven and Spencer should be banned from trade.
Dude, I'm never doing a trade with you again, Spencer. Let me just say this. I'm gonna need a lot of value this year in particular. And Spence, I feel like you gave me an offer like 10 days ago or something. It was not a rich offer, my man. But I'm very damn it, John, taking Jalen Waddle, you little jackass.
I know Waddle would have lasted to 4.5.
I wanted him to so bad, bro. Man can dream, man. Man can dream.
Timeout. We have to say what's up to Jeremiah becoming a member of the Catch fam.
What's up, Jeremiah? How you doing?
Jeremiah, let us know. Did you do that yourself, or Spencer gifted memberships last night? And I'm not sure if it just gifted out the last one because only 4 went through last night. But either way, welcome to it, Jeremiah. And if you did that yourself, thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you. If you're a new subscriber and you just subscribed, thank you for subscribing and welcome to the Catch fam. But yeah, let us know because I still think during last night's stream, Spencer gifted 5 memberships and only 4 went out. So I was wondering if one was going to go out tonight or not. So, but usually it gives a different type of notification for that. So, and now Jeremiah gifting a membership. Let's go. What a guy.
That's lit.
What a guy. So when you guys get a gifted membership, it only lasts a month. But yeah, W's in the chat. Spam the chat with the Catch Fam emojis. And I'm going to have to scroll back up here and make sure we don't miss anything from the chat. Steven, what were you saying before I start going through the chat here? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I totally forgot. I'm spaced out, my man. I'm spaced out. That's sick,
that's fine. That's fine.
That's sick. It's way more important than we got this up.
Sure. Godfather agrees about Galladay. J-Dub's Galladay. Got him quite a few underdogs that like it. Prodigy looks like we're going 0 RB again. Yeah, I mean, in these Catch Fam drafts, like, you got to go RB, like, relatively heavy.
It's scary, dude.
Early, I should say. Trey Lance or Derek Carr for QB1 as Mark. I would honestly, depending on how big your league is, try for both. Like, I think Trey Lance and Derek Carr are a perfect combination of quarterbacks to go after. But if you want the upside play, then it's Trey Lance. If you want some more consistency, it's Carr.
As a man who has mocked a lot of drafts grabbing Trey Lance, I feel like you can also get Kirk Cousins. And wouldn't you rather have Kirk Cousins than Trey?
Would I rather have Kirk Cousins than Trey?
No, Kirk Cousins and Trey.
I'd rather Derek Carr.
Because I feel like Carr. Really? Oh, I just think that Vikings offense is going to be a lot more explosive than the Raiders. Still,
I'm starting to grow on Carr as like a late round QB. You could have
he is a beast.
Here.
I
like both. I like Cousins and Carr. Yeah, they're probably the best value quarterback in the whole draft. So, Dylan at 4.1 is bold. That's fair. Man, for as much love as you guys give AJ Dillon, you guys really been grilling me the last 2 nights. So here's the thing. Sitting at 4.1, not selecting again until 5.12, there's no way that Dillon is going to fall out that late. You could argue for Mitchell or Akers over Dillon, and I'm fine with that. But personally, I really like Mitchell as well. Don't get me wrong. I like Dillon and Mitchell as an RB3. I'm not a big fan of drafting Cam Akers. I'd rather draft Henderson in a late round. So I get it, but that's just a player that I want on my rosters, and I don't mind taking him at all. So, Tony, hey, Catch, having issues during your next mock. Let me send you a personal invite on Sleeper. So just send me or maybe I can just start a new draft. We'll get it figured out, Tony. I'll hit you up in the Discord chat in just a second here. Let's see here. Jeremiah hit the join button. Okay, thanks so much, man. Very, very kind of you. Welcome to it, guys. Welcome to it, Jeremiah. Guys, we go ahead and spam the chat. Clap hand emojis, W's, pictures of Aaron Rodgers, pictures of Steven's face. What a win. What a guy for Jeremiah. I'm not sure who got the gifted membership. That should come out at any moment. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Tony, I'll hit you up in a minute here. Hit my mic. Hope that didn't make a loud noise for you guys. All right, I need to make a selection of a
I think I know where you're going.
I have no idea where I'm going.
Antonio Gibson?
I mean, I don't mind Gibson at all as an RB3.
Oh, dude. I am so out on Gibson, man. I've been out on it for a long time, but
yeah, I actually will go Gibson.
Oh.
Are you lying to me?
The Gifster? No. I meant I can't imagine drafting him, dude.
Dude, as an RB3, you just have to imagine, like,
I don't know if he's going to be on the team, bro.
Dude, he is going to be, like, at worst, like a top 24 back. Like, there's no way that production falls off that drastically that you should be scared taking him as an RB3.
Dude, he has had the worst off-season, preseason, like, of all time. Like, this is not a good situation happening for my man Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's going to be tough, dude. And I don't know. The fact that he fumbled in preseason got benched and then got put on the punt team. It's just very scary, dude.
I'll take a shot on him.
I mean, you're
RB3.
taking him in what, the 6? Like
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
I mean, like, am I taking Miles Sanders or Damian Harris over him? You could argue for it, but I'll go with RB12 on last season personally. Even if I get it has no promising, but Devin 10th spot with the best draft so far, many close behind. What's up, Devin? Only issue for Cars is low TD total, but does that go with Devontae? You'd hope so. Is the next draft auction Saturday night? We should have an auction draft. What's up, Ronald? No Herbert through the 5th is wild. Yeah, I was wondering when Steven goes Herbie at 6.5. Yeah. I
thought you were gonna do that. To be honest, man,
I thought about it. So J-Dub says Brian Robinson for cheaper exposure to Washington. I'm fine with that move too. I'm fine with that.
I don't think I've ever drafted a team like this before, where I've basically taken like at each position this early. I usually wait at least like the quarter. I've been waiting at the quarterback or at least the tight end this offseason. Kyle Pitts in the 4th, though. I like that, man.
I think Herbert in the 6th is a great value.
Yeah. This draft has been like, dude, like quarterbacks are dropping, bro. In this one.
And I mean, we got Allen at 4.9 is pretty far back.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of members of our community really value running back and receiver and building that.
Dude, there's like no running backs left right now.
Running back especially.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, I'm going to go ahead and set up a second draft. And then let's see if this will let you join. Just so you know. All right, into the 7th round we go. Tony, I'm going to send you a new invite on Discord. See if that works for you, my dude.
I'm liking Albert's team a lot right now, man.
Yeah, good receiver value from the 4th to the 7th.
I love those first 3 picks, too.
So didn't Tristan Wirfs for the Buccaneers get hurt today?
Yeah, dude, they're getting slaughtered, bro. And I text you, and you like think I'm like trying to play some mind game with you, bro.
I was messing with you. I know you want Brady.
I really don't, man. I'm scared, dude. I think like, I think he's gonna get like freaking killed, bro. He should have stayed retired, man. Like
he might be, man. He's been at training camp and like.
Yeah, what do we? I'm a little out of it. Like, is there any news on that? Like, is he just doing things with his kids? Or
Brady is literally, out of any football player who's ever lived, he could miss the entire months of June, July, and August, and I would have no worries about him going into September.
That's not my point, though. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I think he's just spending time with his family.
Maybe that was a consolidation, or like him and Giselle or whatever her name is. They kind of made that kind of peace agreement if he came back for another year.
Sure. Yeah. I think he's probably just spending time with his family. Like, I don't think there's anything deeper to it. And I think he'll be just fine. By the way, aren't the Bears and Seahawks playing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and I feel bad for Drew Lock, bro, because he was going to get the start, and then he got COVID. And so now Gino's back at it. Dude.
I was reading that Gino's going to play like the first 3 quarters, too. Like a pretty big amount of time.
That's too much Geno Smith on national television.
Dude, for what it's worth, Gino played all right last year.
Can we bring back Charlie Whitehurst, bro? Remember him? Remember Charlie Whitehurst for the Seahawks?
Seahawks have had some interesting players along the way.
Yeah, they have.
Who our running back is yucky, dude. Yucky.
With the injury developments in Seattle, though, what are your thoughts about Penny? What are your thoughts about DJ Dallas and obviously Kenneth Walker? Dude, DJ Dallas is really good the other day. Like he looked like Marshawn Lynch, bro. He was like trucking.
Who did they play?
And
it's preseason.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really like. I don't like. I'm just talking about like DJ Dallas looked really good. He looked thick too, man. Like I all I'm saying is, I think DJ Dallas could get some playing time. I know, Pete Carroll's already talking about him, but Kenneth Walker now has like the hernia or whatever. Like that's a little sketchy.
So he actually does not have a hernia.
What?
That was fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah, he does not have a sports hernia and will not need surgery, but he will be sitting out for a little bit, but he should be ready by week 1.
What does that even mean? So what injury is it?
It's got some sort of like core injury, but it's not a hernia. So he won't need surgery. So it's actually like all positive news for Walker. And if you were like getting like there's this huge like belief in the fantasy community for like a couple hours, like, oh, it's Rashad Penny time. If you already believed in Rashad Penny, like, you know, yay. And then it just came out like even when I started, I went into last night's stream like thinking that was the case, and then we put up Kenneth Walker, and it was like we'll be ready by week 1, and I was like, wait, what? Like totally killed my conversation.
Happens quick.
Yeah. So
but it does stop a little bit of that momentum of him being like the strong alpha coming out of training camp and preseason. I feel like. Because he was like driving a pretty hard momentum right there. I remember we were talking last week about how you were saying that Pete Carroll was like, this is a 3-down back, like, and all that shit. And
yeah, I mean, I will say, like, I'm probably drafting Penny, and I'm not drafting him as a starter. Like I like your setup with Cook, Barkley, and Penny. Like, I like Penny as an RB3. And that's probably where I'm at. I've kind of stuck by that all off season. And am I mad if you want to take Walker? Like Walker goes at 7.11 tonight. Penny goes at 7.8. Am I mad if you want to take Walker there? No. Like, I think this could work out in either way, but I'm of the belief if Penny is healthy, he'll be the guy. But I do think that Walker's going to get a share this year at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I really feel like when we're talking about the end of the season, Kenneth Walker's going to be the guy. And I feel like
that's fair.
Rashad Penny is probably going to be a pretty productive back for your fantasy teams, at least in the first half of the season.
Right.
And by then, I think like if you draft him kind of like how I did here as a third back, by the midway through the season, when Rashad Penny inevitably gets injured, there's going to be a waiver wire back that you can maybe replace him with. But one guy right there that just got taken that I was really upset about, Ramondre Stevenson, man.
Not Trey Lance.
No, not Trey Lance. That actually does really upset me though. But Ramondre Stevenson, man, I'm starting to get he's starting to become a little bit of my boy crush too. A little bit of scariness though in the Pats offense.
Yeah, he's another player who is kind of becoming a target with hopes that he'll be like a bona fide starter, you know. And we've still got potential rumors about Damian Harris getting traded. How do you feel about that? Is that part of your reasoning?
So I heard that too. I find it weird that the Pats are starting to take that approach where they just like drive a running back to like his last year, like Sonny Michel, and then they just like trade his ass. And it's just like, I mean, I get it's pretty cutthroat, but it's also I think pretty like smart as well. Just knowing running back shelf lives. And I think if he does get traded, like I didn't hear like the best word out of camp out of the rookie they drafted. Obviously, James White's no longer there. And I think Ramondre Stevenson was already, before James White retired, in a really good spot to be the third down back anyway. So, dude, he could be like a do it all back on 3 downs.
Yeah, I like Stevenson. I mean, and yeah, improving his pass game skills as per head coach Bill Belichick. And then I've heard that they're kind of trying to give him that James White role. So maybe in full PPR, he also has some more value as well. All right, so Goddard, that's insane value on Dallas Goddard. Yeah, so really in tonight's draft, quarterback and tight end has just been pushed back a little bit. I almost went Goddard at 8.1, but I just knew I kind of needed that additional running back and a starting running back who's not Antonio Gibson too. So, all right, let's take a look. Yeah, running back is basically done for the night.
I like that Dameon Pierce pick though.
I've been on Dameon Pierce all off season, and now the fact that he is like the hottest name in fantasy is
it's annoying, bro.
kind of making me mad.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to draft a tight end. Dang it. I was supposed to go tight end. All right, 0 tight end team. Let's go.
Dude, I feel like it doesn't work out that bad when I do that. I know you were joking about when I did it the other week in a mock draft, but I feel like you can kind of do it this year because the whole middle tier tight ends, I like don't really care too much about.
I like Goddard and Knox like a lot. It's like I think either of them could easily be in the top 8. I think Goddard could break in the top 5. And I think they're at the best value here at your draft. Hawkinson and Ertz, like I don't dislike, but I'm just not as crazy about. Kittle and Schultz, just at the price they're going. Same with Waller, like they're just not landing to me in drafts, right? And then Kelsey Andrews and Kelsey Andrews and Pitts, like you're paying that premium price, which is just not something I generally do. Although I might do it once this year, I'm thinking about it. But and then if I don't like land, you know, those are basically your tiers in my eyes, right? Kelsey, Andrews, Pitts, then Waller, Schultz, Kittle, then Dawson, Goddard, Hawkinson, Ertz. Um, and really, I don't have a problem with the drop off into like Gesicki, Henry, Komet, all those guys. So, and I feel like I'm leaving somebody out.
I get
Fearmouth, yeah. People love Albert
yeah,
O. I mean, I
you
had a
can wait
dream.
on Fearmouth for so long now.
I had a dream that Albert O got released, so I'm not drafting him.
So that's like your stay away, bro. You're like putting it on him, man.
I
I
talked about that the other night.
I really feel like if I get past that Kittle tier, like you were saying, like Kittle tier, Waller, or yeah, like Kittle, Waller, Schultz, like I'm just kind of like I'm kind of out of it. Like I kind of just don't really want to buy in a bunch. I would be tempted by Dallas Goedert, especially where he went tonight, but Dawson Knox, I'm starting to kind of fade too, and I don't really know why I'm fading Dawson Knox because he was
Keep
really
fading
good
him.
last year.
Fade him
Yeah,
all day.
I don't know, man. But I am. But like, like I just think like Cole Kmet is a decent option pretty late in drafts. I think obviously Hunter Henry is available too, Albert O, like you said. And then like there's gonna be guys like Mo Alley Cox who could like easily become like a very good threat for this Colts offense too. I feel like Matt Ryan always was did really well with tight ends. I mean Austin Hooper did really well in Atlanta. I don't know. I just think that like
Which
there's
didn't the Colts have one of their rookies get hurt?
yeah, I saw like come across my screen today. I forget his name off the top of my head, but
Dude, he was going to be good too.
um, he was gonna be used, yeah. But the
He's
way
going to be good, Steven.
we drafted a lot of tight ends. I'm not really too convinced any of them were gonna be that big
Oh,
individually.
he was going to be huge.
I feel like we were really upset that
But
McBride went to
Jelani Woods is healthy, so
Jelani Woods is dirty, dude. Jelani Woods could be really good.
yeah. I don't know which one it was,
Uh,
but he's out.
I just said reach.
He's hurt for the year. You did what?
I said reach.
Did Rondell Morris a good pick? I'll be
Yeah.
upset with that. All right, so this is the strangest draft I've ever seen, says Julian. What I feel like is happening tonight is people are just going out and getting their guys and not really looking at ADP, which when it comes time to draft, that's probably what's going to happen, which is why, mock drafting is definitely great for preparation, but at the end of the day, you got to expect like the worst come draft day, so to speak.
Dude, Aaron Rodgers is still available right now.
Yeah, QB. I mean, Rogers, Carr, and Cousins all sitting there.
Jeez. I should have waited at QB. Holy crap.
I don't know. Dude, running back is just
Would you rather have MVS or Sky Moore?
Sky Moore. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Dude, call me crazy. I'm getting the Galladay on my team.
Hey,
Can't gas him up and not take him.
go out and get your guy, bro. And you got Hunter Henry, too.
I thought
Mr.
about going
TD.
double tight in there.
Mr. TD.
He's a little TD dependent, but in the 11th round, why not?
But he got a shit ton of catches, too, last year and targets. He was great last year. I mean, you wrote up that piece. I mean, you know better than me, man. He's a dog.
Henry's my guy. I'm fine with Henry. I wouldn't have minded going Henry and Komet there, but I don't want to spend too much draft capital in a 12-team PPR format on tight end, if I'm already going tight end that late. But maybe that's bad choice. Let's see here. Is Hardman out? That's a good question. Hardman did get hurt, and I hadn't looked back into it. Let's take a look. Has a shot to play on Saturday. So it's a groin injury. Fortunately, the groin injury suffered on Wednesday in practice isn't considered serious. Okay. Not a lock for week 1, but has potential to play. So there you go. That's promising news. A lot of people, a lot of you guys out there, some staking him an underdog. So, name a better love story than John and Hunter Henry. It's probably me and Dawson Knox last season. It's probably a better story. So, yeah. Tony, I got you, bro. Yep, glad we got that figured out. Rashad, my draft is in 2 weeks. I feel like I can now wait to get a quarterback until the later rounds. Definitely possible. I mean, Brady at 7.1 is pretty standard to mock draft. So
solid too.
If you're targeting Brady, I mean that could probably happen. Lamar at 8.7 is probably
crazy.
Probably the most unrealistic. Maybe outside of Herbert at 6.5. Both of those are pretty unrealistic.
That's nuts.
Kyler, we've seen fall back. Burrow, we've seen fall back. I mean, even Prescott at 10.8 is. I don't know. I mean, people just slept or faded quarterback and tight end to some degree tonight. So,
dude, the running backs. I don't think I've ever been in this thin of a draft before at like the running back and receiver spot this early. Like when I'm pulling up my draft board, like I've had to like reach at the last second on a couple of these guys. Like I just took Romeo the Dupster. Like, and I was just so scared, bro. Like, I was just like, what do I do? Like, I can't draft Marlon Mack. Like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, I was so nervous.
It's good to have these type of mock drafts in the mix,
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen come draft day. So, it doesn't, I mean, this is probably better practice than just having, like, guys go at their exact ADP, So, but yeah, your running back room is kind of scary.
Very thin.
And injury.
They're all injured. They're all injury prone, dude. Every single one of them, dude. Very
but the ceiling's there, man. The ceiling's there.
If they stay healthy, we can do some stuff.
Spence, I like my team. I don't know how I got Kelsey at 2.7. Yeah, that was a great value, man. Great value. I almost went Kelsey at 1.12 or 2.1. It's very, very close. But it's a great value in comparison to most of the mocks we've seen. Yeah. Tight end and quarterbacks just scooted back tonight, man. And receiver and running back not faded whatsoever.
Not at all, dude.
Yeah. All right, I've got to take a look.
Kirk Cousins is still available. Holy crap. It was Kirk Cousins and Justin Tucker, dude. That's crazy.
Captain Kirk is still sitting there, man. I mean, we have seen Kirk fall out before just because he's kind of on that where he's ranked, right? He just kind of tends to fall out at times because teams fill up.
Can't sleep on the Kirk, sir.
Give me Kendrick.
There's your guy.
There's my guy.
2 Patriots, man. No,
yeah, I think the 2 that will have the most targets this year. Matt could go like a Darrell Williams, Ronald Jones.
Dude, TDP, bro, with
Samir White, but I'm gonna
Elijah Mitchell's injury history.
I'm gonna call it a true mock here. Just take a kicker defense and take the best kicker in the draft. Man.
So what do you think is the more likely outcome? Trey Sermon starts a game in the first 3 games, or Elijah Mitchell's healthy week 1?
I think Mitchell will be healthy week 1.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, I won't be surprised if Trey Sermon starts week 1 either. I won't be surprised with anything coming out of the Niners backfield at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, Kirk Cousins does get selected by Julian, by the way.
Jeez, that's some serious value.
So defenses tonight: Bills defense, Bucks defense, Colts defense.
Yeah, I'm not super high on the Bucks defense that much right now.
Front seven's probably fine, but the secondary.
Yeah, and
scary.
Also, it's just I don't know. The offense has still got to kind of return the value it did last year. I think for them to be strong.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. I think they'll still be good though.
I like the Saints defense more personally.
They're fun. They're a fun bunch.
I like them a lot.
I think the Panthers defense is going to be good too, bro. They got a lot of talent. Um, and getting J.C. Horn back from injury, their stud corner that they drafted from South Carolina last year, the rookie, and he got injured like right away. I think he's going to be really good. So I'm excited for this Panthers defense as well. Brian Burns is obviously a freak coming off the end as well.
Yeah, Burns is a beast, dude. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Steven with the scariest running back picks ever.
Dude, if they work, bro, like all three of these guys are nuts. But I'm gonna be hitting the waiver wire early and often, bro, with these guys.
Receiver depth is there though.
I got a lot. I got a lot of receivers. I like kept every single time. I kept looking at running backs, and every single time I was like, I just can't. I can't grab one of these.
I mean, it's not that bad of a build team, dude. You've got some injury prone guys, but
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk, Jacob's drafted a couple of times. Ronald loves Ayuk for sure. Man. Prime third year breakout candidate, but I hate Debo, so my view is skewed. That's your guy, man. Ayuk's been your guy all season. All right, I'm going to pick a defense, and then we'll call this thing a wraps. We'll start looking at some teams here.
I do think Trey Lance and Ayuk have like a way better chemistry than Jimmy G and him did.
Oh, my
Is
cat,
that a cat?
my cat has entered the premise.
Dude, I was just like, I heard this like shriek, and I was like, bruh, is that
She's
you,
actually,
man?
she's been up here the whole night. She's been chilling.
She's getting a little hungry, yeah. She needs some catnip.
I've fed her a lot,
Isn't catnip like crack for cats, dude?
basically. I haven't showed my cat on the stream in a long time. Come here, girl.
Dude, bring her up. Come here.
She's not gonna come here. She's just on the stream. She comes by me again. I'll show you guys my cat.
Which one is it?
It's Ray. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
trying to decide who to go with the PPR. I'm able to keep them for 1 year after this one. I'm really torn between Mixon and Kamara as a 6 RB off the board. I'd probably go Mixon personally.
Yeah, especially with that suspension.
Yeah.
Never know when it's gonna hit.
All right, let's start taking a look here. Thank you guys so much for drafting with us tonight, man. What a great draft. What a weird draft, but a great draft we threw together tonight. All right, so Spence, we got Kelsey and Lamar, JJ, AJ Brown, Metcalf, and Hopkins, J-Mo and Hardman, Akers, Hunt, Hendo, Spiller, Gainwell, Mack, Williams. So, heavy receiver, premium tight end to start. What a value on Jackson. I mean, really tonight's draft, like just a little bit skewed. I mean, what a value on Kelsey too. Like we've gone over, right? Tight end and QB just pushed back a little bit overall. But I mean, you're starting Lamar, starting Kelsey, starting JJ, starting AJ Brown, and then flexing Metcalf later down the stretch. Potentially flexing Metcalf or Hopkins if you have two flexes. Flexing Metcalf and or Hopkins or one of those running backs, right? Maybe J-Mo down the stretch. But if running back's your biggest issue, right? You're fluctuating between Akers and Hendo as an RB1, and then Hunt at RB2. I mean, Gainwell's a good value, right? And then outside of that, you've just got handcuffs and committees, right? So I mean, I think running back's the weakest part of this team. But really, if you're going for the upside at quarterback, tight end, receiver, and in your flex spot, it's all there. So as long as your running backs, if any of them pop, you're going to have a great week. As long as your running backs get you 8 to 12 points, then you've got a shot here. So I don't think it's a bad build necessarily, but you already know that running back's the biggest issue on this team. But at least Lamar is half the running back for you. So
Nuts value, dude. That's crazy.
yeah,
If that happens in a draft, I'm gonna be ecstatic.
That's one of the best values of the night, next to Herbster and Kelsey. So really, Spencer gets probably two of the best values of the draft with Kelsey. Chase, what we got, my dude? Where you at? 95 Chase. There we go. Prescott at 10.8 is pretty good value too. Tua and Freiermuth, Eckler, Zeke, Pollard, Patterson, Cook. Good running back room. CeeDee Lamb, Sutton, St. Brown, Smith, Dotson, Chark. Good receiver value as well. The Rams defense, no kicker. So starting Dak, starting Pat F, starting Eckler and Elliott. For starting Lamb, you've really got to pick at wide receiver 2 between Sutton, St. Brown, and Smith. And you're in a great spot for your flex between Sutton, St. Brown, and Smith. And then really your bench is in a really good spot. Plus you've got the handcuff to Zeke. Then really you're going to have an opportunity to even potentially flex Patterson, Cook. If Dotson takes off, if Chark starts to be very productive within Detroit's offense. So this is a solid build. And you've got a QB2 behind Prescott if there's any injury. Then obviously you'd have to drop someone for a kicker. But, yeah, just in terms of depth, this is a great team, man.
It's the benefit of taking a tight end late, I feel like, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good build. That's good water. All right, Prodigy. Allen as your QB, you're fine there. Waller and Smith, Kupp, Debo, Allen, Cooper, Burks, Parker, good receiver value to the draft. Edmonds, Singletary, White, McKissick, Saints defense, and Bucker. So, yeah, running back, once again, the biggest issue with the squad. So, starting Allen, starting Waller, I do like that you have a second tight end behind Waller. I think Irv Smith's a good option, too. Starting Kupp and Debo, then flexing Allen. Like, that's just, you are starting all three of those guys. If you have an additional flex and you've got Cooper, Burks, or Parker, or one of these running backs, or one of these running backs is no longer on your team on the waiver wires, you've got someone else, and you're probably starting Edmonds and Singletary here. So I don't think this is like your upside at receiver and tight end and quarterbacks there. It's similar to Spencer's team where I think the running back 1 and running back 2 could be weak and he could still get through, but it's going to be a little bit worrisome throughout the season at times. But receivers are great. I mean, starting Kupp, Debo, and Keenan Allen on a weekly basis is
that's what I like to call the face tree.
And like you said earlier in the stream, you're saying, I guess I'm going to your running back because everything got dried up so quickly.
Yeah.
And you've even got receiver trade value here down the road. So, even if you could trade Cooper and let's say McKissick or Singletary and land, look at a team that's heavy at running back who's got a guy that they're not starting. Like, you've got some trade value here too. So I think it's a fine build, but you already know running back's going to be an issue throughout the season. Say just with Spencer's team. All right, Emil, we got Murray at quarterback and Rodgers, Ertz and Gesicki at tight end, Harris, Chubb, Jacobs, Robinson, Ingram, pretty good running back value. Mike Williams, Renfro, Thielen, Gage, a little thin at receiver, but good receiver value. I will say, like, just the way these rosters are set up, it's a little bit difficult to go both double quarterback and double tight end in these redraft formats. And I'm not sure that you necessarily need to. I would choose one or the other, but like really when you look at it, like the two injury-prone guys here are Ertz and Murray at this point in their career, so you're kind of solidifying those injuries with Gesicki and Rodgers. But I would want one more receiver on this team. Like I would almost want another receiver, even if it's Alec Pierce or Kendrick Bourne or even J-Mo, who's not going to start the season, just someone over Ingram at the end of this draft than drafting Ingram there. I'd rather have 5 receivers and 4 running backs as opposed to 5 running backs and 4 receivers because running back tends to be a little bit more volatile and easier to acquire on the waiver wire. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you're starting Kyler, starting Ertz probably, maybe Gesicki. I mean, even there might be weeks where you're starting Rodgers over Kyler. So either way, you're good at quarterback or tight end, and you're starting Najee, Chubb. Then I would say you're probably starting Mike Williams or Renfro and flexing Thielen, but you could also flex Jacobs. So you have 2 flexes. You're in a fine spot. Like your bench is fine. You just don't have as much depth overall at the skill positions, right? You got Money Mac in the Ravens defense. Like this build can certainly work. I just worry slightly about some of the depth overall is all. All right, let's see. Derek Burrow, QB, Knox at the tight end position. I like both those values too, 7.9, 8.4. Chase at receiver, Juju, Gabe Davis, Pickens, Watson, Gallup. Pretty good receiver value. Javonte, Breece Hall, Mitchell, Algier, Mostart, TDP, and the Cowboys defense, no kicker. So starting Burrow and Knox, starting Javonte, let's say Breece Hall. Jamar Chase, let's say Gabe Davis as your wide receiver too. Then let's say you're flexing Mitchell or Algier, and you still got Juju, Pickens, Watson, Gallup, Mostart, TDP for a second flex in your bench. So I think it's a good enough squad. Not like the receiving room is semi-lacking, but you've got some nice upside with Juju and Gabe Davis. Like they're not my favorite players to select in the 5th and 6th, but they could certainly pay off just because I don't have the conviction in them at that value doesn't mean that they're not going to have a good season necessarily. So, um,
Gabe's got some huge upside too.
yeah, sure. So,
Especially if I mean, when we talk about injuries all the time, if Stephon Diggs got hurt, man, I mean, holy shit, Gabe Davis could that ceiling's unmatched there.
I think the running back room is good. I mean, Javonte, Hall, Mitchell, LG are good value, especially considering how crazy running back was getting selected tonight. And then really Jamar Chase, like even if Juju, Davis, Pickens, Watson, Gallup are inconsistent, Chase brings that consistency and then high ceiling. And then Burrow and Knox are good value. So I like this team, man. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. Julian. Wilson and Cousins, Goddard and Komet, Mixon, Kamara, Dobbins, Harris. Pretty good running back value. Higgins, McLaurin, Bateman, Lockett, Wilson, and BS. Fine with those receivers. Once again, in these redraft formats, I don't necessarily know that you need to get both double QB and double tight end. And you would have to drop someone here for a kicker. But starting Wilson, starting Goddard, starting Mixon and Kamara, starting Higgins and McLaurin, then you're probably flexing Bateman or Dobbins if you have two flexes and you got a lot of Baltimore stock, but maybe probably both those guys. And leaves you with Harris, Lockett, Wilson, MBS, and Komet. Cousins on your bench. I mean, it's a good bench. I almost, out of all the teams that had two QBs and two tight ends tonight, I think I like this one the most. I do like this team. I think it could absolutely work. But you may have some quarterback or tight end trade value down the road, which is probably not going to hurt you, right? All right, so let's see. Think. Wow, the chat has gotten
It's
crazy.
popping.
I think I hit everyone. I'm back at the bottom. So, all right. So I am running a second draft around 11 p.m. Eastern time. A double quarterback draft. So I'm going to go ahead and get that link dropped. If you guys want to join, it's just going to be a free for all. These mock draft invites are getting wild, guys. So this was requested by our boy Tony. He's got a guaranteed spot. Also, I'm not setting a draft order for this second mock. Wherever you guys draft from, or whatever spot you pick is where you're drafting from, because Tony requested 1.3 because that's what he's got in his real league. So I'm going to send that out at 10:10. It's 10:07 right now, so get your fingers ready. And in the meantime, very quickly, let's take a look at Steven's team. So Steven's got Herbert at quarterback. Pitt's at tight end. I like that. Cook and Barkley, great ceiling there. Pittman, Godwin, Ayuk, Olave, Moore, Dubs, Penny, Robinson, Colts, and the Bucs defense. To clarify, I'm dropping the link in the YouTube chat. So be on YouTube. All right. So, Steven, you're starting Herbert. You're starting Kyle Pitts, Cook and Barkley, starting Pittman. Let's say for the sake of things, Ayuk's your wide receiver 2 until Godwin's back. Then you've got your pick at flex, right? Whether you have one flex or two, especially when Godwin comes back. And you got Olave, Sky Moore, Rondell Moore, you got the Dubes, you got Penny. So I think this build could work. You're probably going to potentially be dropping a receiver mid-season and fighting on the waivers for running back, or even dropping a running back he's unhealthy or placing one on IR. But let's say Cook and Barkley are healthy this season, then is there anything wrong with this team? No, this team has a lot of upside between quarterback, tight end, and those two running backs, and the receiving room is perfectly fine. I mean, the biggest issue would be if Pittman has a bad season or Godwin gets re-injured throughout the season, because you're putting a lot of reliance on Pittman and Godwin. And you're really looking for Ayuk through the Dubes to be kind of flex type players who, if they step into a starting receiver role in your roster, then you're in a great spot, But I would say I actually quite like this team, Steven, although running back is a little bit scary.
I'm never going to find myself in this situation, unfortunately, with a guy like Herbert going this far. But I definitely don't think there's a way Michael Pittman fails if he's not injured this season. I don't want to jinx the Colts by any means, but Yeah, I think my biggest concern is running back for sure. And just have to hope that Rashad Penny and Cook and Barkley don't get injured like every other season in their career. I want to take a look at your team now because I actually didn't watch your team too much during the draft. Um,
It's very
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I do like the first three receivers you got here, though. So quarterback, you had Jalen Hurts. So you got your guy, and you got him around later than Herbert. That's nice. And then at running back, you got Swift, Dylan, the most terrible player ever, Antonio Gibson. And then you got Damian Pierce and Michael Carter. Dude, like honestly, I love that running back core outside of Antonio Gibson. Like, yeah. And then like Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Darnell Mooney, and Tyler Boyd, Kenny Galladay, Kendrick Bourne. That's some really sick receiver like depth as well. I think you got two like definite starters every week, especially in PPR. And then Mooney is going to be dope at the PPR spot this year as well. And then at tight end, I mean, I don't even know if it was purposeful for you. But yeah, that's a reach for sure. I mean, that's not a reach. You just got him super late. So it's gonna be hit or miss with Hunter Henry. I feel like just with the Pats, but I think it's a really good team, man. And you got Justin Tucker, Green Bay Packers. Packers are gonna be a really good defense this year as well. And Jay Tux, man, he's a dog. I like this team a lot.
So this just goes back to like I feel like the best part of this team is the receiver value.
Yeah.
But it just goes back to that same strategy of just starting your draft with either a receiver or running back and just switching between each position unless there's just like crazy value at the other position, and then just letting a quarterback and tight end fall to you at the appropriate time when you're comfortable taking them. And I'd like, would I be happy with this roster? Sure, because I think it's very consistent from head to toe. Does this roster have a ton of upside? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
But I kind of play for more consistency overall, and then I play very heavy into the waivers throughout the season. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to draft a roster that I think will give me the most consistency from, weeks 1 through week 17, right? So I actually quite like this team overall.
Yeah, I think my big like I like the whole like bounce back strategy like that you've been doing for quite a while now. I think that like I just have a really hard time drafting running backs in rounds 5 to 6. Like I just even four, honestly, at 4 to 6 probably. I really can never really pull a trigger on a guy. AJ Dillon's like always the dude that I consider. That's always available. But I feel like even AJ Dillon, I'm typically not hungry enough to bite into until fifth. But man, there's just some guys in that range that scare the hell out of me. I actually think Clyde Edwards-Helaire could be a guy that really does a lot. And I mean, Cam Akers is in that round as well. But that's a very scary. What do they call it? The dead zone, right? I mean, it's a little sketchy for the running back spot there.
I am starting to be able to identify players that I like in those later rounds.
Yeah. Well, I think round 7 and on, yeah, I think there's a lot of value at the running back spot. I think you wait through 4 to 6 and then 7 onwards. I mean, there's some serious talent, and then I think it's like basically around like round 10, it's just like completely dead. But in these mock drafts, I mean, the running backs go so much faster. You gotta really accelerate things.
Yeah, I think this team turned out just fine.
It was good.
So we missed Andrea's team. I saw that in the chat. Andrea, Stafford and Hawkinson, Jones, ET, and CH, Walker, Hines, Diggs, Moore, Thomas, Lazard, Landry, Pierce, Bucks defense, and Matt Prater. Yeah, I think this team's fine. Starting Stafford and Hawkinson. Interesting because they used to be both on the Lions. Now only one of them is. Starting Diggs and Moore, obviously starting Jones and ETN. Then you've just got your pick at flex between CH, Thomas, Walker, Lazard, Hines, Landry, and Pierce. So I think pretty good late round RB and receiver value. Excuse me, value. Had a hiccup there. Bucks defense and Matt Prater. Yeah, it's a good starting core. and you've got enough depth on the bench that this build could absolutely work. It's a good team. How could you skip Andrea? No, I'm awful. Yes, Pray. The next stream will be around 11 p.m. Eastern time, so we'll be drafting at 11. So I don't know if it's filled yet, but I haven't really paid attention. I'm assuming you guys probably filled that very quickly. Yep, it's filled. Okay, so Derek, Andrea, our boy Tony, Prey, J Dubs, Ronald, Bossman Fat, myself, Prodigy, and Spencer. There we go. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the night. Let's take a look at Jeffrey's question, then we'll wrap things up here. If Diggs or Adams are there, then I'm taking them. Otherwise, at 2.2, I'm looking between Kelsey, Jones, Chubb, or Saquon. Yeah, all great values, undoubtedly.
I like Diggs more than Adams this year, man.
I like both. There's an argument.
Yeah, they're both real good.
Kelsey's going to give you that positional advantage. I would say between the running backs, I'd probably go Saquon just because he's got the highest ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so accustomed to drafting Dylan later that I'm not drafting Jones. And I think Chubb is a little bit lower value than Jones or Saquon. But yeah, Kelsey is a great pick as well. So, all right, that'll do it for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for drafting with us tonight. Andrea, Julian, Derek, Emil, Spencer, Chase, Prodigy, Godfather, Albert, Rashad, thank you guys so much for being here tonight, man. Everyone else, he hopped in live chat. Everyone else, he hung out. Ronald, Jeffrey, Prey, Simon for President. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Aiden was in the house. What's up, Aiden? We had a lot of people come through tonight.
It was loaded.
It was. You guys are getting crazy in here. Pretty much seeing the same names in the chat. Shout out once again to Jeremiah for becoming a member on the channel tonight, man. Giant W. Professor Zaki, JMH, John Does Fantasy. Shout out to everyone who hung out tonight, man. Shout out to everyone who was in the stream tonight. Appreciate you guys, man. All right, y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button, of course, if you're new to the channel. And feel free to drop any comments down below if you watch this retrospectively with any questions pertaining to the 2022 fantasy football season. And that'll do it for the night, man. Steven, you got anything to say on the way out here?
Hey, we're getting close to the draft, baby. Getting hyped for it. If any of y'all are in my league, send me those trade requests for 101, baby, except for Spencer. You stay away from me, buddy. But yeah, man, just pumped. And let's get ready for it. Hopefully no more injuries in preseason this weekend. Hopefully we get some good football, though. I'm getting excited for it, too. I didn't get to watch much of preseason last weekend, so hopefully I get to watch a lot this weekend.
We've got league number 1 drafting in 7 days and 23 hours. League number 2 drafting in 4 days and 42 minutes. League number 3, 5 days, 41 minutes. League number 4, 6 days, 41 minutes. Crazy, man. I'm so excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next week's going to be crazy, so I'm looking forward to it, man. So, all right, I'll be back on and take a little intermission here. Be back on about 40 minutes or so. So I'll hit you guys up on Discord if anything crazy happens, but I should be on right around 11 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll see you guys a little bit. Thank you guys so much for tonight's stream. And thank you guys so much for drafting with us, man. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Love the community. Love the Catch fam. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And that'll do it for this current stream. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And
peace.